And welcome back to Capital Today. We are on our CEO FaceTime segment right now. As always, you're with me, Raj Arya. And today we're going to talk about an organization which could be familiar to many of you. It's none other than the Rotary Club. And with me is Kirenjit, Kaur, the District Governor, Rotary District 3300, Malaysia. Kirenjit, thank you for being on our show this morning.
Thank you.
Now, before we start talking about Rotary in general, what is it all about? And of course, you in your position as being the first female district governor ever for this district, I'm sure our viewers will be keen to find out a bit about your personal background. Can you just share with us about your humble beginnings?
Thank you for having me on your show, Raj. I am a lawyer by profession. I graduated in 1993. I've been a lawyer since then. I've been practicing, and I'm married with 2 kids, right. 2 boys, in fact. My husband works in Kuala Lumpur, but we stay in Seremban. And I joined Rotary 17 years ago. My home club is the Rotary Club of Titi Wangsa, and I've not looked back since. It's an interesting organization.
Right.
Rotary in our district, we have 75 clubs. Our district comprises from Rotary clubs in Perlis up to Negeri Sembilan.
Right.
So we have 75 clubs in our district, and we have about 1,800 Rotarians. Very, very dedicated business leaders, professionals who actually come together and to take action. For things.
All right, now fantastic. Now, we know that a lot of people have heard of the name before, but there's various misconceptions or perceptions about Rotary. What kind of organization is it? Is it a social club? Is it an NGO? Is it a charitable organization? So hopefully once and for all, you'll be able to clarify or enlighten us, in terms of what Rotary is all about.
I get very, very worried when you say misconception. Because when you talk about Rotary and you say misconception, zing, warning lights come up. How can we be so misconceived? Now, if you talk about Rotary, I would say in a nutshell, it is professionals, it is business people, it is community leaders that come together. We are not a social organization. We are actually a service organization. We're not even, I wouldn't say more or less people akin us to being NGOs, but because networking is part of what we do best.
Right.
The fellowship part of it, if you talk about being social organization, you see a lot of socializing perhaps in Rotary, because somewhere in our background, I think you've been exposed to Rotary yourself. So there's a high degree of business leaders and professionals coming together, working together, and part of how we do it best is when we fellowship among each other. So you see that component about it. But if you ask me, it is a service organization. We network among ourselves. We network with the community and the leaders in our communities to do good in our community. And beautiful thing is, Rotary, we invite people in Rotary who we believe can contribute towards doing good in the world.
Right. It seems like Rotary does so much.
We do
very much.
We do a lot.
Now, just to take a step back as well, you mentioned 17 years ago, you decided to join Rotary. As a young adult then, what drew you to Rotary at that point in time?
Interesting question. Very young adult at that time. I think I was the youngest in my club to have joined Rotary, around 25 years old. I just started practice. And Rotary at that time was interesting to me because when I joined, I didn't know exactly what we were doing in Rotary, except that we do a lot of good in our community. And my Rotary club at that time, being the youngest, but when I came in, I was interested, and I was, what made me feel so welcome was the seniors in my club. They actually extended that hand in friendship. As a young professional, as a young lawyer at that time, I felt that these were all more experienced people.
That's right.
More experienced people in their various vocations. And the bonus was they were doing projects. They were doing interesting things in the community that allowed me to have that other insight besides just office work, family, office work, family. I was actually given an opportunity to do something good.
Yeah, giving back to society, right?
Yeah, you were so young.
Yep.
We might not have been, I was not in a position to actually have that financial capability then to give so much, but I was doing something worthwhile, even hands-on. So at that time, it was already having this, it was already having its magic for me. So as it moved along, we just naturally felt there were more that I could give.
Right.
So much more.
Right. Fantastic.
And I know there's a lot more that people out there, people like you,
Mm-hmm.
professionals, my colleagues, business leaders can do to give back to community.
Right, amazing. And as you can see, you have grown with the organization over the last 17 years.
I enjoy it so much.
Amazing, yes. We're going to talk about more about your personal exploits a bit later. But now coming back to Rotary as well, we know that one of the guiding principles is to support local economies. So there's something more to it as well. Can you just share us a bit more of these various areas of focus in question?
Okay, I like this. You asked me this question. It supports local economies. Now, part of what we encourage our clubs to do, part of what we would like to encourage our Rotarians, when we do projects, when we actually help lend a hand, when we do a service, we would like to focus on certain areas. We have peace and conflict resolution. These are areas of focus. Mm-hmm. We have maternal and child health. We have education and literacy. We have water and sanitation. We have community and community development.
Sure.
So this, in all our projects, when we do this, indirectly we are helping local communities and we are helping everybody else to improve on our local economies. Especially when you're talking about women. We have a lot of projects that we do with regards to single women.
Right.
To help mothers to actually set up businesses. We have projects that work with education, children, health projects.
That's right.
And we even have projects that help, you talk about community and economic development.
Sure.
We are working on, one of the areas that we're working on, we're giving bursaries to students. We're giving, we give, a lot of Rotary clubs in our district, among the 75 Rotary clubs, they are clubs that are very strong in giving scholarships for students who are deserving.
Of course.
We have even, there's a particular project that I like to mention, the Rotary Club of Bandar Sunway. They are doing this Interact quiz, which among the prizes is to give full scholarships for our young people to do their A-levels, to do their university studies in the universities in Malaysia.
Right, very, very amazing. And the thing about Rotary as well, it is not just the professionals, because it starts at a very young age. I believe in school, it's already there in the form of the Interact Club, and young professionals, Rotaract.
Right.
And of course, you also being part of a global organization, Rotary International.
Yeah.
The youth also have a chance to go on exchange programs to be able to immerse yourselves in different cultures, different environments, which actually will grow oneself, right? That's something very unique to Rotary.
That's our investment for the future. We are very active in our Interact. We are very active in our Rotaract. Interact is in from 15.
That's right.
15 to 18. When we talk about Rotaracts, we have young working professionals. And when we talk about youth exchange, RILA, because we are a worldwide organization, you've mentioned programs. Our youth programs, like the Youth Exchange Program, which is a cultural exchange, and we exchange with students and districts from all over the world.
Amazing.
We've got 1.2 million Rotarians, we've got 537 districts in the world, and 35,000 clubs. Can you imagine? When we change one district, we've got students that we've exchanged with Russia. We've got students that we exchange with, who have cultural exchange with Japan, the US, anywhere in the world which we have a Rotary Club, and there are Rotarians who are willing to host our students, we send them.
Right, right. Now, looking at it from a bigger scale, from a global perspective as well, how does it all come together under the Rotary International umbrella, all these various districts?
How does it come together? Rotary International is an organization. Okay, we have a Rotary International president, and this year our Rotary year starts from June of each year, 1st of July of each year to 30th of June the next year. So my term as governor in our district started from 1st of July and it will end 30th of June. So 2014-2015. So we've got a Rotary International president that comes from Taiwan now, Gary Huang, and he will be the head of our organization. So we then have governors from 537 districts in the world. So we all get together in January of each year.
Right.
We brainstorm, we connect with each other, and then we filter down to our respective countries, and we start our work then.
Right.
So it's never repeated. Every year you have change of office so that it gives everyone, every leader a chance to lead.
That's right. I think congratulations is in order for you as well. Your term has just started this month in its own
Yes.
right. And I think one notable achievement as well, you are the first female district governor for this particular district, right? Must be quite a great accolade to have. Yeah,
Thank you.
challenging as well.
Thank you for saying those good things, but I think it's just part, an opportunity, a chance for me to do service in our district. We have fantastic people.
Right.
I will not be here if it was not for that 1,800 Rotarians that's serving in our district. The opportunity, we've had Rotary in our district for 85 years.
Yeah.
For the first time, yes, a lady is coming in. Right after me, there's another lady who's coming in. So, women are given an interesting opportunity now. We are being given an interesting opportunity, but there is no difference. Whether it's a woman or whether it's a man governor, we do the same thing.
Of course.
It's service to the community.
Well, since we're on this topic as well, how do you juggle? Because having your law career, of course, your practice to take care of, kids, family, and the fact that you are living in Seremban, and a fair bit of your time has to be spent in KL as well. It's a bit mind-boggling in terms of the fact that we all only have 24 hours in a day. How do you manage?
I wish I could have a bit more than 24 hours
Yes,
these
I would
days.
imagine.
It's day 20, today is the 24th? 21st?
Yep.
It's day 23rd, I think, today. But we start preparing for our term, or we governors start preparing for their terms maybe 1.5 years ahead before the term. So more or less, my husband and my 2 sons have been following very closely. Time factor, it really is an effort to juggle.
Right.
But they're fantastic.
Right.
I would not have been able to do all this without a fantastic family. I've got an extended family that is in full support, I believe. They do what little they can to actually allow me to contribute what I can, my time on Rotary. Firm is running, we are managing where that's concerned.
Right, fantastic. Now you mentioned that before taking over as a district governor, there was like the ball started moving, the wheels started moving a year and a half ago.
Yep.
So I'm sure now that you are full on in your own term, that there are certain projects perhaps close to your heart that you would like to initiate or set in motion in this term. Can you just share with us what are the projects that are in place right now?
Thank you, Raj, for giving an opportunity to talk about that. Now, I've always had an affinity for working with children. Even when I was president of my club, we've worked with children projects, and the children seems to be one of the core things that can pull at people's heartstrings, at your heartstrings, at my heartstrings. So what we have done for this coming Rotary year, we've come up with a few things.
Yep.
We have just launched the National Essay Writing Competition for the Interactors and Rotractors. Now in our district, we've got nearly 150 Interact clubs and 30 Rotract clubs. And that's a very, very fair, big numbers of young people that's under our care, which are connected to the Rotary clubs. And the Interact clubs are all in our national schools, and we've got some in international schools. What we've done is we've launched a National Essay Writing Competition. The prizes are very interesting. Go to our website.
All right, definitely.
www.rotary3300.org, and you can see the application forms that's on the website. You can see the topic. There's only one topic, but we wanted to see the different level. There's 3 categories of how our young people contribute. We want to engage them. We wanted to share Rotary in a little way, but more or less to see what they can actually contribute in giving back to us with that topic. We also have a common project that we'll be launching very, very soon, which we are working with our partners in Rotary, the My Kasih Foundation. Rotary and My Kasih Foundation have coined together a term we're calling Rotary Kasih. Now, Rotary Kasih is a very interesting bursary project. They are marginalized students in our country.
Right.
Students that come from homes that have per capita earning income of 1,500 and below, and they are in our schools. Some of them are struggling to get their food, buying school books for themselves. What we are doing is we are going to be able to give them a bursary for their schooling year for 2015. So each month they will get through My Kasih, our collaboration with My Kasih, through our Rotary card. We're calling that, they've got a special card, we'll disburse to them funds which allows them to buy food from their school canteen and also to buy school books.
Right.
Now it's a very ingenious way of doing this. By doing that, the students can either opt out to buy their food or save their money and buy the school books that they need from their school co-op or the school bookshop.
Right.
And from the feedback that we have, students appreciate that. Even if they do not have, or if they do not want to spend their money on the food from the school, a lot of them come from homes where they actually save the money and buy the school books for themselves and also for their siblings who perhaps would be in the same school.
Yep.
Because these would be school books, school stationeries that is needed or that is required from them by the teachers in their respective education. So that, in a way, we are trying to promote education. We are trying to help the students, because sometimes when they have activities, it's very hard for them to actually stay a whole day in school. And this just gives them a backup. By doing this, they do not misuse their money. We can track them.
That's right.
They don't get bullied about parting with whatever funds that they have. This probably would be the only funds that they would have, and they are in control of that. It gives them a sort of responsibility of managing that small fund that they have.
Right. I think this is a great cause as well. As we all know that with education, you can actually hopefully break the shackles of poverty, because we know it's a vicious cycle, right? From generation to generation.
We would like to invest a bit more. We would like to invest, we would like to do a lot of work with regards to education in our country. And that's why we think that this would be the best way for us to entice corporate Malaysia to come in to assist us with our Rotary Kasih project. We want to get even small companies who want to do something for education, and they know, because when you talk about Rotary and when you talk about this particular partner in service that we are working about, we have a fantastic track record. I'm not bragging, but we have, and every single penny that's given will be accounted for.
Right.
So a small corporation, a small business, big corporations, if there's any way that we can tie up or we can work, we would like to have something that can take us on for 3 years.
Right.
So it won't only be a bursary. We want to actually value add the students that is under our care to maybe have education camps. We want to value add, it's not easy if they were to come and have a session where you come and motivate them. You, for instance, you come and motivate them. If we get a big CEO coming to talk to them, don't you think that will really inspire them to do better, better things to come? So we just provide the platform. We work together. We try and get to ground level, and we'd like to ask corporate people or anyone else who wants to contribute towards Rotary Kasih to come. To come to us.
Well, it looks like Rotary does so much now. Our time is running a bit short. For those of our viewers who have just heard you and really, really inspired by what you said, how can they go about joining Rotary, for example?
Okay. How do we go about joining Rotary? Rotary is by invitation. Give us a call. We'd like to invite you to our Rotary Club meeting. We have 75 Rotary Clubs from Perlis up to Negeri Sembilan. So wherever you are, we've got Rotary Clubs also in Melaka, Johor Bahru, Sabah, Sarawak. You cannot get to them, give me a call. Go to our website, get details. We will definitely get back to you. We've even got people from overseas who are coming into KL, settling down in KL, contacting us on our website, said, "Dear so-and-so, I'm coming down to Kuala Lumpur. I'm very, very interested to be able to give something back to the community. Can you please contact me? I'm with so-and-so." So can you imagine? It is fantastic. But what we need is at least make that first effort, drop an email, we will call you back, we'll invite you to our Rotary Club meeting. You like what you see, we like you to join us.
That's right, fantastic. And of course the international connections as well, visiting different countries can always visit one of the clubs there and vice versa, just for greater awareness and greater exposure, right?
As a Rotarian, you've like got an international passport.
Yeah.
Wherever you go in the world, you'll be welcomed by other Rotarians. It is a matter, it's just giving a call to the country that you're going, finding the nearest Rotary Club, telling yourself, I'm Raj Arya from the Rotary Club of Titi Wangsa. You're welcome. It's an unwritten code among us.
Fantastic. Sounds very, very exciting. Before we end, any final words for our viewers out there?
Yes. Give Rotary due consideration. Have a look at our website, www.rotary3300.org. There's contact numbers on the website. Drop us an email. We have a fantastic Facebook page as well. Go to our District 3300 Facebook page. You'll find a lot of our projects, a lot of things on the Facebook that, since we're very connected with the media now, that would make it interesting for you. Come and join us. Come and join us. Right. You'll know.
And there you have it. Wise words of wisdom from our first female district governor of Rotary District 3300 Malaysia. We hope you will consider Rotary as something where you can have a chance to, in fact, increase your networking and, more importantly, giving back to society and the community as well. Thank you, Kirenjit, on behalf of Capital Today. And with that, we'll now take a short commercial break and be back with more corporate news and business developments here on Capital Today.
Stay tuned as Corporate Profile brings you Hiap Tech Venture Berhad, coming up next.